Well, October is Bullying Prevention Month, raising awareness about it, about how to stop it, and how you can help get the support you need.
Yeah, very important, very needed. 1 in every 5 students have reported being bullied, and 41% of kids bullied worried about it happening again. That's according to the National Bullying Prevention Center. Joining us now to talk about this really important issue of bullying are the leaders of Kidpower, the Center of Chicago's director, Joe Connolly, and founder of the organization, Irene van der Zande. Both of you, thanks for being with us today. And Irene, let's start with you. Your organization, Kidpower, sees bullying in a variety of ways. You know, now it can happen online, in person. From your experience, where do kids and teens seem to be experiencing this the most right now?
Most of the bullying happens online because it's more efficient and more anonymous. However, bullying can happen all the time anywhere. The other big place that we hear about it is in schools, where it sometimes flies under the radar of the adults. And so kids, even sometimes a mean or threatening look, if there's been a backstory to it, can be very devastating for a child.
And Joe, if you're a student who thinks they're being bullied, a lot of times you're afraid to speak up, but what should you do?
Well, one thing we need to kind of define for everybody what is bullying, that it's intentional and that it's repetitive. If a child or adult experiences, or anybody experiences a mean word or a harsh word, that's just possibly somebody being human, making mistakes. But if it's repetitive and it seems to be intentional, that's where we need to reach out to the adults and do something to teach them how to reach out to first set boundaries themselves, keep themselves safe, and then reach out to the adults that are responsible, for keeping the kids safe.
That's a very good. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's a very good distinction. Is it intentional and repetitive? Just to differentiate, because there are some isolated incidents, but if it's continual, that's certainly a bullying situation.
And
yes.
Irene, can we talk to the parents now? Maybe you suspect that your child might be being bullied, or maybe you want to intervene because you want to stop it. We never want to see our kids in any type of harm or danger or just being bullied. Can you talk to parents?
Yes. What you can do, adults are the leaders of safety, and so you can insist that schools have adequate supervision, that teachers are trained, and bullying happens just with all ages. I'll say that from from preschool all the way to the senior center and everything in between. However, in the schools, parents can speak up and say, we want to have an environment where bullying is addressed proactively without shaming kids, but without also ignoring it. And we can teach our kids, we have 8 skills that we teach that are available free on our website. Face bullying with confidence, 8 skills that kids can use right away to protect themselves.
Joe, so very often students and kids see other kids being bullied, but they aren't sure what to do, or they decide, well, that's none of my business, I don't want to get involved, that's between them. What advice do you have for someone who wants to step in and help someone being bullied?
Well, we call those upstanders as opposed to bystanders. The upstanders are people who are going to offer support to the people who are being bullied. Oftentimes they are or feel isolated. But to invite them into their group, to let them know that they're being supported and that what's happening is not appropriate. So you're taking away some of the audience and kind of passive support for the bullying behavior, and then if the person who's being bullied can't speak up for themselves, for them to reach the upstander, to reach out to the adults and say, hey, this is what's going on. It's flying under your radar, but it really needs to be addressed.
And Irene, earlier you mentioned that this can happen at any age, and that doesn't just mean in childhood, it means adulthood too. So what are some common scenarios that you see amongst adults, and can we prevent this?
Well, a lot of times people will talk about bullying at work, where somebody is, it's not appropriate supervision, but negativity, repeated hostile remarks, somebody taking credit for their work. And of course it happens in families. Sometimes adults are setting a terrible example for their kids because the adults themselves are doing the bullying. in a church or a place of worship situation. Sometimes there are certain people who leave other people out intentionally and without reason because they don't quite fit in some way or because they're trying to gain more power. There's many scenarios where this misuse of power happens.
Well, Joe and Irene, thank you both for being with us and sharing just some really important tips and just helping us be more aware about what bullying is. We appreciate you both coming to us from Kidpower. Thank you so much.
Thank you.